Alright, so you lay the cowl with the cast on edge facing away from you, needle edge facing toward you. You've got a stitch marker at stitch 21 on the cast on edge, and you've got your row marker from your last round still on your needle. You fold the needle edge away from you, you fold the cast on edge toward you, and then twist it 180 degrees so that your two markers now match up. So your tails should be cut to about 50 inches long for grafting from the working yarn still attached to the knitting. You're going to take the ends of your tails and thread them through a large-eyed blunt needle. You can take the stitch marker off, the one that marked the end of your round. And then you're going to work from right to left, starting with the needle stitch to your left. Come up as if you're coming from the middle of the cowl, from back to front towards you, through the first stitch on the needle. Then you're going to move to stitch 21 with the stitch marker on the cast on row. Take the marker out, and you can see that there are loops that are trapped by your crochet chain provisional cast on. So you want to be working into the part of the loop that's caught on the bottom of the crochet chain. So you're going to work from the middle of the cowl towards you, from back to front, through loop number 21. Then next, you're going to go through the next stitch to the left on the cast on row. But this time you're going to go away from you into the middle of the cowl, front to back. Then you're going to move back down to the first stitch on the needle and go away from you into the middle of the cowl, front to back. And then you can pull that stitch off the needle and pull up your tension to be about equal to what tension the stitches in the cowl have. And then you're going to repeat. Move to the next stitch to the left on the needle, go from the middle of the cowl towards you, back to front. Then when you go up to the cast on row, you're going to work through the last loop that you were working through before and come up back to front towards you from the middle of the cowl. Then you're going to move to the next stitch to the left on the cast on row. And you're going to go through the loop front to back away from you to the middle of the cowl. Move back down to the needle stitch and go through the same stitch you were already working through, the first stitch, front to back away from you to the middle of the cowl. And then you can slide that stitch off. Then you're going to go through the next stitch on the left needle, from the middle of the cowl towards you, back to front. Then when you go up to the cast on row, work through the stitch that you've already worked through the last time, but you're going to come from the middle of the cowl towards you, back to front. Move on to the next stitch on the cast on row. Go front to back away from you to the middle of the cowl. Go back down to the stitch on the needle, first stitch on the needle, and go front to back away from you to the middle of the cowl. And then you can slide it off. So when you continue like that, you're making a new purl ridge with your cast on stitches, and you're making a knit stitch between that and your last purl stitch, the last purl row that you did on the cowl. So you're making garter by having a knit row here and a purl row here.